Hello everyone, tylovsims here, and welcome to the start of a new project. Today I was a little bit inspired to do my dream house. Now, I know we've been doing Architect's Abode for the last little bit, and I promise that it is still coming back. I just felt really inspired to do something a little bit different today. And I've always wanted to build my own house. It's kind of like been a dream for a long time. So I thought, what better way to, kind of manifest that by building it in The Sims. And let me tell you, it took a really long time to figure out what it was that I wanted. Because there are so many different styles that I love and I'm interested in, and like just narrowing it down. Anybody who has ever like considered what their dream house is, or maybe you built it in The Sims, or maybe you built it in real life, like it's actually really daunting to do. So I'm kind of just like, you know what? I'm glad that I've done it. I'm glad that I have an idea about what I want, and I'm really happy, like with the kind of direction that I think I'm gonna take this. I did draw out multiple floor plans before attempting this, which is why I'm kind of doing some counting here of how many things units I want, just because you kind of have to do a little bit of pre-planning with this, I think. But yeah, I tried like 4 or 5 different floor plans, and I was referring to my partner pretty much the entire way through. He's a trooper, because I was like, now do you like the blue chair or the red chair or this little little nook that's for this specific thing, or where do you want the entrance? Like, it was a whole deal. And he was very supportive. He was quite a trooper while I was doing it, but I also felt like, like I was being that person that was like, oh, I'm very into The Sims, you not so much, but thank you for indulging me. So here we are. But yeah, I settled on what's called a dog trot. Now, if you're unsure what that is, basically it's a fancy term for a breezeway. It's very popular in the for us, it's like southeastern Canada, which is where I'm located, and for the U.S., it's like northeastern U.S. So there are Dutch settlers that came to kind of like New York State-ish, Massachusetts, like right around there, and they didn't have a lot, but they built log cabins. And when you build a log cabin, the walls are like 100% structural, so you can't really move them after the fact. And because of that, when your family expands, or if your spatial needs change, the only way to go is to build a new structure. And what these folks did was they would build the new structure, like this one would be the new one, and then they would connect it under the same roof, which would create almost like a breezeway, and it was called the dog trot. And I really like what it does to your floor plan. So you almost have like your main house here, and then this separate space could be used for either a studio, a guest space, a gym, like some other, like a workshop. Like there's so many different uses that you could do, and it just keeps your uses totally separate, and it makes for a really cool like overall look. At least I think it is. So I thought, why not adapt that to my dream house? So I think here, like, we're going to use it as a multifunction space. For me, it's like, this is going to be the office. I worked from home a lot at my previous job. So with that being, and like, I've really developed a taste for it, and I quite like it. And now that I am, spending more time on YouTube and creating and that type of stuff, I think having an office that's separate from the main space is, I think it would be really nice to kind of have that. Plus, then I'm not like, if there's guests over or any of that other stuff, like they also have their own space too. So I think it's going to be a multifunctional, like a multifunction space. for that kind of gives them their own little area, and then gives that like me or my partner our own little like space to go to if we need it. So, which I think is important. It's important to have spaces where you can kind of just like go and unwind totally independently from everyone else. So I think that's what that's gonna be. And then for the rest of the house, I love the idea of open concept. Just like, I mean, it's the two of us, so we don't exactly need a ton of room. And but I want a separate kind of entrance space because I don't like it when you just open the door and it's like boom, kitchen. So we're gonna have this like tiny little entry hall. It's gonna have some like built-ins and stuff, which you know, I like. Storage is the one thing that you can never have enough of. I know in our current house we do not have enough storage. Like, it's a decent size house, like it's not huge or anything, but for the size of the house you would think that we would have more storage than we do, but we don't. And I think most people are in the same boat where, I don't know, I think that people just used to have less things than they do now, and that's okay, but it just leads to a need for storage in the modern day. Yeah, that's honestly, that's me making an excuse for my potentially hoarder tendencies. That's what that is. I don't think I'm a hoarder, but you know, stuff accumulates. It just does. So part of this design is deliberately meant to house and hide the potentially not nice things to look at, whereas the you know, while making it appear very, very minimal and clean. So that's the vibe. I don't know, that didn't make any sense. It's fine. We're all human, and yeah, I'll just leave it there. It's all right. It's currently very early in the morning when I am recording this, so the rambles are out in full force, I can tell. Yeah, so I should probably talk you through. So entry, living over here, dining will go there. This will be the kitchen. Our ensuite bedroom, I have a little like surprise treat for myself that's gonna go here. And then we'll have kind of like a bathroom situation here. And then this is going to be the like office guest space. So yeah, pretty small, easy to get around in, but that's what we want. I've, since becoming a homeowner, I realized quite quickly how much work is actually involved in having your own space, from like cleaning to like maintenance to like if something breaks or whatever. Like, the bigger your house, the more things can go wrong and the more commitment you have to keep it going. So part of the reason why I want a small house is just to make that easier. Like, I don't know, home should be where you relax, not where you have a ton of work. And so, at least in my mind. So that's why I was like, let's do this. Also, I want to do this is called a monoslope roof. And I really want to do one of these just because I like the look of it. Plus, in real life, it's, well, maybe, I don't know, this might be, like, maybe I want to double check the source before you take me up on this, but I believe that a monoslope is one of the more economical choices of roof, just because your, like, the actual truss system that's underneath it is far less complex than other forms of roofing. So because of that, it's like a little bit more cost effective or cost efficient. I don't like that glitch. That's fine, we'll do that. I really wish I could cut this out. Side note, remember how in the Sims 3 days, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but in like the Sims 3 days, you used to be able to delete the like kind of walls that are associated with the roof. Why did they make that go away? Like, I want that back. Sims team, if you're not listening, but if you are listening, I want that feature back. I missed that feature. It was it was awesome, and it makes little details like this so much easier to do. So if you could bring that back, please. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Couldn't have been important. Oh, monoslope roofs. That's what I was going on about. Yeah, so I don't know, they're just more cost efficient, and I think they give kind of a really nice modern-esque look to your building. Is that going to delete those? That is going to delete those. I guess I'm holding down Alt. Nope. Do you know what? I don't have my cheat on. I was like, why is this not working? There we go. That should work now. Ha! It did work. Yay. Oh, this is gonna be a... That's gonna be a challenge to line these up. I wish that the... Here's another thing that I want with roofs. While I'm on the train of like bring me give me the ability to delete walls, shorten the presets between roof heights, please. So that I don't have to mess around with Alt like this. Like, you shouldn't have to hold down Alt, you should just be able to move it to wherever you want. That would be ideal. Because like this preset, like, so here's preset 1, that's really tall. And then there's what the drop is. Actually, do you know what? I don't mind that height. But there's what the drop is, right? I think there should be smaller increments between the jumps. Having said that, I am going to eat my words and leave it like that. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I want more freedom to kind of customize that. Yeah. So this kind of gives you an idea about what we're going for. Lots of glass. This is in the northern hemisphere. This is south facing, and the way that you can tell is like if I make a little square like this, sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So with this being evening, over here is west, over there would be east. So north is up that way, and then south is down there, because when I get to the afternoon sun has it so the shadow goes this way. So that's how you know that south is that way, which in Canada means that that's where most of our like passive solar heat comes from. So if I put all the glass on this side of the house, it will help heat the home without me needing to constantly either have a fire on or you know, like in-floor heating would be lovely, but in-floor heating is very expensive, so that likely won't be happening. So yeah, plus, like, I don't know, my dream is to be off-grid. I would love to be off-grid. So in-floor heating is not going to be an option because of the amount of solar electricity that is going to be required to do that. I mean, like, you could theoretically probably use water and have like you know, like radiant heat with like through the use of water like they used to do in old radiators. You could probably do that, but I don't know how efficient that is. So I don't know. We'll say that goodbye. But this house is small enough that wood heat should be fine. I'm just throwing these counters in to get the height of that up a little bit taller. I wish this was a 3 wide. Just because, like, I want it to be a 3 wide, but I don't like how thick that is. Whatever. I'm being picky. I think I'm allowed to be picky, but I'm still being picky. So we'll put that there. And that's kind of the front. Maybe I should just go all the way across. I don't know how I feel about having a glass over the stove. No, I'm not doing that. And no. We have an air fryer under our window right now. Just because of where the plugs are, we have to have it there, and our window cracked because of the heat difference between the window and the air fryer. At least that's what I think happened. It probably was, like, it could have been that, it could have been something else, but you know, that's why when it comes to having heat sources under glass, I'm like, I don't know if I like that. So let that mistake out of necessity be one that you don't have to make. But yeah, just throwing these lights in. I love these little saucer lights. They're so good at evenly lighting a space. I would like almost never have overhead lighting if it was an option. Just because, like, nobody looks good in overhead lighting. Nobody does. It casts down shadows, which, like, they're just not very flattering. And like, if you've ever been in a space that has really well done lighting, it can feel really warm, and maybe you don't even realize that that's what it is. But lighting is something that can really make a space feel so good and cozy. So that's kind of my thought process with this. So eventually these overhead lights will chill out, but for my ability to see in The Sims, I'll have the overhead lights in. Like, look at that. That's such a weird shadow. Can you? No, that shadow's just not going away. I mean, that's better than it was. But anyway. Yeah. Sounds good. I do a lot of, like, stopping and looking, and I'm like, do I like what's happening, and do I not like what's happening? Oh, whoops. I need my interior colors. Thank you. I love this little swatch trick. I know I know that a lot of people do that. They kind of swatch first and then and then add it to the interior, and I love it. I picked that up from many creators that I've watched, and it's such a nice helpful little trick, because it gives you the, like, you can see it in actual, like, outdoor lighting that is like totally, like, just easier to see. But then when you bring it inside, sometimes you can't see it as well, and I just, like, I think it's so nice. And I'll throw in this. Whoops. For the interior, I am very much, like, you can probably tell, I'm very much inspired by more Nordic architecture and interior design style, just because it literally takes what's happening outside and brings it indoors. And I'm somebody who really doesn't like being indoors. If I can be outside, I'll be outside. So having my interior feel like the exterior, or at least be in conversation with it, is like super appealing to me. So that's what I'm doing, is like taking, like, this kind of birch tree can be like the white, the darker color here is like the black, the lighter wood here can kind of come from, like, maybe the rocks or the trees or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really like, natural materials inside is such a nice, clever way, because, you know, I think I said this in another video, but nobody looks at a forest and says that a forest is dated. Like, that just doesn't happen. And because that doesn't happen, I think that it's kind of how we should be designing our interiors. Yeah, I'm going with this stove because this stove here is like functional off the grid, and it looks like a propane stove would. I mean, it's a little bit more intense down here, but like propane stoves are really popular here for like either off grid or slightly more remote homes. It's like they're fairly popular, so that would be probably the best option for us to go to, because then it's not drawing from anything else. The amount of electricity that an electric stove actually requires to run is like it would blow your mind to kind of like single it out and look at how much it is. They're not very efficient, and because they're not very efficient, I don't want it. I'm also gonna, this is just a me thing. I'm not very tall, and because I'm not very tall, I don't want a ton of uppers on my cabinets because I can't reach them. My partner is very tall, and so it would not bother him in the slightest, but for me it does. I can't do it, and I don't want to have a stool in my home to be able to reach upper cabinets. So I'm going with minimal upper cabinets, and we're just going to use like the pantry storage for most of it. Plus these are drawers, and drawers are, in my opinion, far superior to like the door systems that you have on like on lower cabinets. You know how you have like the two doors that you can just open and then there's shelves inside? I don't like that because you kind of have to like crouch down and like pull everything out to be able to see what's in there, whereas a drawer you can just like open it and look down. I think it's more convenient. So that's the plan for this one. I'm just gonna get the grid on and make sure that I have proper space planning. I'm gonna do that. I love waterfall edges too. I really do. They're expensive to do, but since this house is in my head off grid, I'm not gonna make it off grid on the lot trait. I know that you can, but I'm not gonna bother with that because in The Sims it turns the water off as well, and then you have to use, like, in my opinion, kind of ugly showers and stuff like that. Like, you can't use all of your other options and have it be functional. Whereas in real life, you can, have a well. So even if you're off grid, a well is still a thing. So it just, like, in my head, this is on a well, so I can have an actual, like, aesthetically pleasing shower in The Sims. So yeah, and I really like that kind of detail. I think that looks so sharp. The one thing that I don't like about these island living counters is the wicker that you get. Like, hang on, where did it go? Where are you? There you are. Like, this wicker detail, it doesn't go in all, like, texture-wise, great, but it doesn't go in, like, with every design style, and that's why I'm not a huge fan of it for, like, every single build. But I love the waterfall edge, and I love this tone of wood, so I'm just gonna put that there to hide it, basically. And I know these won't be 100% functional, but in real life it would be fine, because in real life this would just be, like, inset, so the stools are staying. Yeah, and I like having kind of like black or charcoal like colored stuff. I don't know what word, that's a chair. Anyway, I like having the darker colors because then it doesn't, like, your risk of staining is lower. And in, like, high traffic areas, because, like, your kitchen's very high traffic, so I don't know, it just makes it easier. Do I want gray? I don't know. See, this is where the aesthetic changes come in. I don't know if I like that either. Those subway tiles are a little intense. I want, I like subway tiles, but this particular swatch of subway tile is not my favorite. Maybe I just do the white herringbone, because then it mirrors this kind of herringbone. It's subtle, but I think I like it. Yeah, okay. Screw it. We're going with it. It's fine. And then for in here, I think I'm gonna go, where's that little eco lifestyle shelf? Here it is. It's not a bookshelf, it's in like surfaces, which I don't know why, because in my head this is a bookshelf, not a not a shelf, but according to The Sims, it's just a shelf. So it's like the laundry, like your laundry room appliances and everything used to be under like recreation or something like that. Like now it's under appliances, and they're in here. But it used to be under like activities. It was like activities, and then in like the recreation. This is where they used to be. Actually, they're still in here. Look at that. I'm like, since when is laundry recreation? I don't think laundry is recreation. I think it's a chore. So, but you know, they're in here, which, like, I guess power to you, Sims. But in real life, I wouldn't need this thermostat, but because I have seasons, and if I do move like my Sim self in here, which I think I'm going to actually. I think I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that as a video. Like I'll make my Sim self and put it like move them in here. You could do like maybe a little Let's Play or something. I'm not overly thrilled with like Sims gameplay so much. I don't know why, but I'd be willing to give it a go again. The last time I played it was like kind of chaotic. I like my Sim married a mermaid and then adopted an alien, so it was kind of chaotic, but I was here for it. I'm gonna move that door over. So, and yes, you will see some design crossover from the architect's abode to here, just because I do quite like it. Although I'm not as into like colorful, overtly colorful things in like in my home, because in my head nature's the color. Like if I want color, it's there, right? Like I'll be outside, that's my color. And so in here I'm like, it can be kind of calm and serene and that type of stuff. I don't know. I'm all over the place on a good day. So if I can make inside really really nice and chill, then I'll do that. I have to have a coffee maker. Coffee maker is a non-negotiable for me. Non-negotiable. I actually just got myself down to 1 coffee a day, which is shocking. I was having 5, which is way too much. Way too much coffee. But you know, did I put the spices all the way over there? Maybe over here is better. Let's do that. Boom. Yeah, 5 coffees a day. I thought it was excessive. I accepted that it was excessive. So I started like rolling it back, and I'm down to 1 now. Sometimes 2. If I get to the middle of the day and like it's a day, then I will have another one. But for the most part, I just stick to the 1. Oh, there these are. I couldn't find these for the life of me the other day. Where are they? They're in the misc decorations when you hit a table. I was... Sorry, my alarm just went off. I was doing a like a build the other day, and I couldn't find those. I really couldn't. So, yeah. I think we'll leave it here for today. That alarm was kind of my, wrap it up. That was my wrap it up alarm. It was, but anyway, yeah. So we'll leave it here today. We actually got quite a bit done, like framed the walls, built the kitchen, did some detailing. So yeah, thank you very much for taking the time. It was a long video today, but I got some comments saying that longer was all right. So let me know what you think, and I'll be back probably later. I'll probably record the next part of this, like pretty much right after, and I'll post them up over the weekend. So yeah, well, thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you like more and want to see more, and yeah, have a good day, everyone.